The city of Alagir is located in North Ossetia, located on the banks of the Ardan River, at the place where it exits the Alagir Gorge, located in the Great Mountains of the Caucasus. Alagir is located about 50 kilometers from the city of Vladikavkaz. If translated from Ossetian, Alagir means Ossetia, where the eels live. The city originates from a small settlement of workers engaged in the extraction of lead-zinc ores in the Alagir Gorge. The settlement was founded in 1850, and the city's status was given to it in 1938. During the Second World War, in the autumn of 1942, Alagir was occupied by Nazi troops. And at the end of December 1942, the troops of the Transcaucasian Front liberated the city, inflicting a counterattack on the enemy army. In the 50s of the 19th century, an ore processing plant was built here, and the village was surrounded by a fortress wall with watchtowers and loopholes, the remains of which have survived to the present day. This fortress wall is located in the center of the city, and behind it is the Alagirsky Cathedral, or, as it is also called, the Holy Ascension Cathedral. It was built in 1853 from white stone in the Byzantine style and painted by the artist K.L. Kadyrov. In 1927, the cathedral was closed, and in 1930, a museum of local lore opened in it. In 1989, in the spring, the Holy Ascension Cathedral reopened. It was restored and consecrated again. Not far from Alagir, on the left bank of the Ardan, there is the village of Nusil with a medieval chapel. Both the village and the chapel were built in the 13th century. And on the right bank of the river there is another medieval landmark, a semi-black fortress and towers of defensive structures. Not far from the city is the mountain village of Zaramag, next to which there are ancient burial grounds dating back to the I century AD. As well as a medieval outpost called Ziladur, which means crooked gate. Busts of Lenin and Stalin have been preserved from the monuments of the 20th century, in the City Park of Culture and Recreation. The main enterprises of the city, a lead zinc plant and a woodworking plant. In addition to them, there are food industry enterprises and a plant for the production of building materials. The city has a museum of local lore, a regional palace of culture and a folk theater. In addition, there is a cultural and leisure center in the city. Citizens and residents of the Alagirsky district are resting at the Tamisk Balneological Resort, where there are springs with mineral waters. There is a convent in Alagir, and on the territory of the Alagirsky district there are two specially protected natural zones, the North Ossetian Reserve and the Tsiski Reserve.